What's the dumbest myth people today believe? That Einstein failed his grade school math class. It was the subject of a Ripley's Believe It or Not column in 1935, and Einstein himself refuted the article. In primary school, he had been at the top of class, and by 15, he had mastered differential and integral calculus. When I had cancer a few years back and was doing chemotherapy, I had people who constantly questioned that I actually had cancer due to the fact that my hair didn't fall out until I was actually in remission, had been off chemo for about 2 to 3 weeks when my hair started gradually thinning and falling out. It's a complete myth that every single person's hair will have the same reaction to chemo. Some people lose hair right away, some don't. Everybody is different. There were people who accused my wife of lying about her lymphoma because she didn't look sick. You don't look sick. You don't look like an idiot, yet here you are, opening your mouth and proving me wrong. There are dumber ones out there, but the one I, as an estate lawyer, deal with constantly is the idea that there needs to be a reading of the will, where the family all gather and the lawyer reads it aloud to them for the first time. We don't do that, we just mail everyone their own copy if they want it. It's a really stubbornly persistent one because people continue to see scenes of it in movies and TV shows, where it's used for some big dramatic reveal. I've even had irate beneficiaries insist that the administration of the estate can't be official until there's a reading. Way back, like 150 years ago or so, I believe we used to do something like that at times because you couldn't exactly presume literacy on the part of the beneficiaries, but now we feel it's a pretty safe bet that you can either read it or find someone who can. I remember the myth that gum takes 7 years to fully pass through your digestive system. You have to wait 48 hours to report someone missing. Many people still believe hymens are like plastic food seals that cover up the hole and get popped when you have lovemaking for the first time, and if a girl doesn't bleed, she's not a virgin. Yep, it's a dumb one, it's just a thin piece of tissue. It can tear from things that aren't lovemaking, and can heal as well, and some women just never had one. So you can have a woman who's a virgin whose hymen has been torn, and a woman who's taken a break from having almost daily lovemaking whose hymen is entirely intact. Halloween candy is commonly laced with drugs or razor blades. No one, and I mean no one, is giving their drugs to your 8-year-old for free. Still blows my mind that people think the earth is flat. That magnetic jewelry/healing will cure just about anything. A dude named Mesmer the 1780 came up with the idea, and it had been debunked many times, yet it's still a billion-dollar industry. Fun fact, the word mesmerized is related to him. Had a cab driver insisting that the reactor meltdown at Fukushima was a failed Chinese attack on the US. The plan was to superheat the rods so they'd burn into the ground, through the center of the earth, and come out in America and irradiate it. Amazing. There's a lot to unpack in that, but the one that stands out is if it sinks to the center of the earth, how the hell is it going to sink upward again? That you eat spiders in your sleep. Spider will not knowingly walk into a predator's mouth. They can sense both the heartbeat, heat, and noise from humans. All things that would alert them not to go into our mouth. I kinda needs this to be true. I blame my weight on the copious amounts of spiders I'm ingesting every night. Anything about MSG. I battle with my health-conscious wife about this often. Edit, too much of anything is bad for you. I still don't understand the demonization of MSG. MSG. Make. SHT. Good. I'm almost out of my bottle of accent. MSG is amazing, and its bad rap is all due to some racist shithead from the 80s-60s. Almost nobody has any real reaction to it, and most the ones who say they do just think they do. It naturally occurs in all kinds of foods most people eat regularly. Lie detectors as a literal thing. There's a reason they aren't admissible as evidence in court in most places. I still believe that if any of my limbs hang off the bed while sleeping that a monster will grab them. I also believe that the moment I remember this and pull them back on the bed is just in the nick of time before a monster grabs them. You can't prove there isn't a monster under my bed. I think you've misinterpreted the OP. What you listed is just a fact. Had to explain to a grown-ass adult that blood isn't blue inside the body and red once it hits oxygen, because blood already carries oxygen. It is believed in Indian culture that keeping your unibrow means good luck. I kept my unibrow for 20 years thinking it is my good luck until I got stage 5 of kidney failure, and I did my eyebrows after that because who gives a fuck about luck anymore? Now my eyebrows look cute AF. That humans only use 10% of their brain. This is false, regardless of how those who proclaim this myth seemingly demonstrate that it is in fact true. My dad had this guy helping him out, think big box store DIY curb ready helper, who told him if you sleep with your hair wet, you will bleed out of your mouth, and he was 110% sure that was fact. We were both just confused and bewildered at this statement. What the hell had this guy witnessed? Black belts have to register their fists as weapons. I can't believe I was dumb enough to fall for that. If you walk around with your hands in your pockets, do they become concealed weapons? That there are magic pills that make you lose weight and gain muscle without ever going to a gym. Or that there are snake oils that will take years off of your face and make you look young. There's a sucker born every minute. Let's not forget male enhancement. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. Yes, it does. That's the entire reason for lightning rods on buildings. Tear here to open. Detox drinks. There are still people who believe that having sex in certain positions or eating certain foods can influence the sex of your unborn child or impact whether you have twins/multiples. That there are dozens of hot singles in my area just dying to meet me. Life is fair, and bad things only happen to people who deserve it. That OP is reading any of these answers. Hello. I'm actually surprised so many people answered. LOL. I'm more surprised you answered LMAO. The whole alpha/beta male thing. Trickle-down economics. That if you touch a baby bird, its mother will abandon it because of the smell. Birds actually have a very crappy sense of smell. ETA yes, I realize there are exceptions such as vultures that do have a good sense of smell, but in general, smelling a human on their baby won't make them abandon them, as far as I am aware. That shaving makes your hair grow back thicker. My 37-year-old partner still believes this, and it does my nut in. Do what you love and never work a day in your life. No one is paying me to play video games and eat pizza. The moon landing was fake. Ignoring that there was 6 moon landings. There is no way Russia or China wouldn't call them out. Russia had launched the Sputnik and had the first human in space. They had the means to track the moon landers. Both China and Russia can now get satellite maps of the moon. They can see the lander on the surface. No way either of them wouldn't miss the chance to humiliate the US. If you drop a penny off a skyscraper, it will eventually fall fast enough to puncture someone's skull. By that logic, raindrops would hurt like a BTH or straight up un alivio. Not to mention hail. Vaccines cause autism. Eating carrots helps you see in the dark. That just because someone is wealthy that it means they must be intelligent. It's a false equivalency and is one of the most ignorant and dangerous beliefs. That soy makes you get boobs, or that it's bad for men. Soy has phytoestrogen aka plant estrogen. It has no effect on humans. Additionally, I don't think women would be getting expensive boob jobs if they could just drink soy milk/eat tofu and get the same effect. What myths did you believe in? Drop that in the comments down below. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Remember to stay hydrated.